Today is November 7th, 2025, a date that will be remembered as another day of uncertainty and anxiety for millions of Americans. Across the country, the United States is in turmoil. Streets that once bustled with daily routines are now filled with protesters, demanding action, their voices echoing the frustration felt by so many. A prolonged government shutdown under President Trump has left countless federal workers without paychecks, forcing many to make impossible choices about how to support their families. Essential services, from public safety to health inspections, have ground to a halt, leaving communities vulnerable and uncertain. The deadlock in Washington over the federal budget has sent shockwaves through every corner of the nation. Jobs are on hold, travel plans are disrupted as flights are delayed or canceled, and food banks are seeing record numbers of people seeking help just to get by. The shutdown's impact is especially severe for those relying on government assistance. SNAP benefits, a lifeline for millions, are at risk of running out, causing widespread fear and uncertainty among families who depend on this aid to put food on the table. In response, states and local organizations are stepping up, mobilizing volunteers and resources to protect their residents from hunger and hardship, as the political standoff drags on with no end in sight. The closure of government offices is more than just an inconvenience, it's a stark reminder of the real-world consequences of political gridlock. Vital paperwork is delayed, small businesses can't access loans, and veterans are left waiting for benefits. As the crisis deepens, Americans across the nation watch the news anxiously, hoping for updates. Behind closed doors, government officials meet in tense negotiations, searching for a breakthrough that will restore normalcy and support for citizens. The shutdown's ripple effects are felt everywhere, from the gates of closed national parks where families are turned away, to airport terminals where TSA agents work without pay, straining to keep travelers safe. Yesterday's events in Congress only underscored the urgent need for decisive leadership. Lawmakers sparred in heated debates, but a clear path forward remains elusive, leaving the public frustrated and worried about what comes next. While some legal victories in the courts offer a glimmer of hope for those affected, the broader shutdown crisis remains unresolved, with no immediate solution in sight. Tonight, the nation watches and waits, united in hope for a breakthrough that will finally get the government working again and bring relief to millions who are struggling through this unprecedented shutdown. In a bold and unprecedented move, California took decisive action, filing a high-profile lawsuit against the Trump administration. The goal was clear: to protect vital food benefits for millions of residents who depended on them, especially during a time of national uncertainty and economic hardship. The state argued passionately that halting SNAP payments was not only illegal, but also deeply harmful to families struggling to put food on the table. For many, these benefits were a lifeline, making the difference between hunger and a full meal. California was not alone in this fight. Over 20 states quickly joined the lawsuit, forming a powerful coalition. Together, they emphasized the critical need for these benefits, highlighting how millions of Americans, from children to seniors, relied on SNAP to survive. The lawsuit brought national attention to the misuse of essential programs in political battles. It underscored how food assistance should never be used as a bargaining chip, especially when so many lives hang in the balance. Governor Newsom and other state leaders stood firm, vowing to defend their residents against what they saw as federal overreach. Their message was clear: California would not back down when the well-being of its people was at stake. The legal fight was closely watched across the nation. Families anxiously awaited the court's decision, knowing it would directly impact their ability to buy groceries and provide for their loved ones in the coming months. For many, the outcome of the lawsuit would determine whether they could afford basic necessities. The stakes were incredibly high, and the uncertainty weighed heavily on households everywhere. California's bold move brought hope to countless families who felt abandoned during the government shutdown. It showed that their struggles were being recognized, and that someone was fighting for their right to food security. The lawsuit underscored the crucial role states play in safeguarding the welfare of their citizens, especially when federal policies threaten their basic needs. It sent a powerful message: vulnerable families should never be used as political pawns. Their well-being must always come first, above partisan interests. The legal action demonstrated that states have the power and the responsibility to challenge federal decisions that harm their people, setting a precedent for future battles. Ultimately, the fight for food security became a powerful symbol of resistance against harmful policies, inspiring others to stand up and demand justice for those most in need. On November 6th, a pivotal moment unfolded. A federal judge made a crucial ruling, deciding in favor of continuing SNAP benefits, a decision that resonated across the nation. This decision was a significant victory for states like California, ensuring that food assistance would continue unabated during the government shutdown, providing a safety net for countless families. The ruling provided immediate relief to millions, preventing what could have been a widespread hunger crisis. Families could breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that their next meal was secured. It affirmed that essential needs such as food security should not be entangled in political negotiations or used as bargaining chips. Governor Newsom celebrated the decision as a win for human decency and compassion, emphasizing the importance of prioritizing people's well-being over political squabbles. The court's order ensured that political disputes wouldn't halt the flow of essential food aid, reinforcing the idea that basic human needs must be met regardless of political climates. States quickly mobilized to distribute funds, bringing much-needed relief to families in need. This swift action demonstrated the power of the legal system to effect positive change. The ruling highlighted the legal system's critical role in protecting citizens when political processes falter, ensuring that justice and fairness prevail. While the shutdown persisted, this victory addressed a critical issue, providing a beacon of hope and stability for those affected. The decision was a lifeline for many, ensuring access to food amid uncertainty, allowing families to maintain a sense of normalcy in their daily lives. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of safeguarding essential services, underscoring the need for a compassionate approach to governance that prioritizes the well-being of all citizens. Despite the SNAP ruling, the shutdown wreaked havoc on air travel. Airports nationwide faced long lines, delays, and cancellations due to unpaid federal workers. Essential staff like air traffic controllers and TSA agents were missing, causing chaos. The situation raised safety concerns and highlighted our reliance on federal employees. Travelers faced frustration and missed flights, underscoring the shutdown's impact. The airport disruptions were a visible sign of the shutdown's broader effects. The chaos added pressure on leaders to resolve the crisis. Stranded passengers became symbols of the shutdown's damage. The situation showed the essential role of government services in daily life. The airport troubles emphasized the urgent need to end the shutdown. The disruption to air travel was a stark reminder of the shutdown's reach. The shutdown's impact extended beyond airports and food programs, affecting the economy. Federal employees faced financial hardship, working without pay or staying home. This loss of income rippled through the economy, affecting local businesses. The shutdown stalled government processes, hindering business growth and hiring. Economists warned of increasing damage as the shutdown continued. The political standoff created instability, worrying investors and business leaders. The shutdown highlighted the interconnectedness of federal jobs and the economy. Pressure mounted on lawmakers to resolve the crisis and restore stability. The stories of struggling workers and businesses underscored the shutdown's real-world cost. The situation showed that a government shutdown is a significant economic event. The shutdown's effects were felt nationwide, impacting financial well-being. The need for a resolution was urgent to prevent further economic harm. Governor Gavin Newsom celebrated the court's decision to restore SNAP funding. He criticized the Trump administration's attempt to cut food assistance during the shutdown. Newsom's strong stance highlighted California's resistance to federal policies. The legal battle over SNAP benefits was part of ongoing tensions with Washington. Newsom's response was praised for defending vulnerable residents. California's actions showed the power of states to challenge harmful federal decisions. The governor's words reinforced California's commitment to its social safety net. The state's victory sent a message of hope and resistance across the nation. The shutdown's impact was deeply personal for many Americans. Federal workers shared stories of financial stress and visiting food banks. Families faced tough choices like choosing between food and medicine. The shutdown affected people in unexpected ways, like delaying home purchases. These stories highlighted the human cost of the political standoff. The crisis showed how essential government functions are to daily life. Personal stories cut through political noise, emphasizing the shutdown's real impact. The demand for a resolution grew as the human toll became more apparent. The judge's order to continue SNAP benefits was a relief for millions. It ensured families could buy groceries, preventing a hunger crisis. The ruling separated essential services from political battles. It set a precedent for protecting safety net programs during disputes. The decision provided stability amid government chaos. States quickly distributed funds, bringing immediate relief. The ruling had a tangible positive impact on people's lives. It ensured access to food, reducing stress during difficult times. However, the ruling didn't solve the broader shutdown issues. Federal workers remained unpaid, and other services were still on hold. The SNAP victory was a crucial step, but more work was needed to end the shutdown. Despite the SNAP ruling, the government shutdown remains unresolved. The ongoing uncertainty continues to harm the economy and social stability. Businesses hesitate to invest amid the political stalemate. The shutdown's instability affects everyone, from investors to small businesses. Experts warn of potential economic slowdown and job losses. Federal workers face financial strain, with no end in sight. The stress and anxiety of unpaid workers highlight the shutdown's toll. The country awaits leadership to resolve the crisis and restore normalcy. The SNAP ruling was a temporary fix, not a solution to the shutdown. The American people demand compromise and action from their leaders. Until resolved, the shutdown's uncertainty will persist, affecting millions.